Have you ever scrolled past a photo of a tiny, perfect town and thought, how is this place not swamped with tourists? Today, we're diving into 5 hidden cities that look like postcards but still carry real life. Not just souvenir shops and selfie lines. These towns have ancient streets, secret viewpoints, and local rituals that visitors rarely see. Stick around. At the end, I'll reveal one simple trick locals use to experience these cities like a native, and it costs almost nothing. Quick preview. We'll visit Berat, Albania, Mostar, Bosnia and Herzegovina, Kotor, Montenegro, Matera, Italy, and Luang Prabang, Laos. Each one beautiful for a different reason, and each one still under the radar for many travelers. Berat, Albania. Why it's hidden. Tucked inland from Albania's coast, Berat feels like an Ottoman-era film set. White houses stacked on a hillside, shimmering windows, and an old fortress watching over the river below. Walk its cobbled streets and you'll find centuries of religious coexistence, tiny museums, and a surprising local wine scene. What makes it special? The city's nickname, City of 1,000 Windows, isn't just romantic copy. The facades and terraced homes create a wave of windows that glow at sunset. The castle, a cupola above the town, holds Byzantine, Ottoman, and Illyrian layers in its stones. Wander the ruins and you'll feel time compress. Unique experience. Rent a bicycle, cross the Gorica Bridge at golden hour, and head into an ordinary neighborhood cafe. Ordering a cup of coffee here feels like stepping into someone's living room. Locals will recommend a family-run guest house, or a vineyard drive for homemade raki and simple grilled lamb. Later, I'll tell you where to stand in Berat to get a skyline photo that looks like a painting. No drone required. Mostar, Bosnia and Herzegovina. Why it's hidden. Mostar is famous to some because of its dramatic 16th century starry most, old bridge. Yet many travelers speed through. The real story is walking beyond the bridge, up narrow alleys into workshops where copper is hammered by hand, and along the Emerald Neretva where decades-old diving traditions still happen. What makes it special? The rebuilt bridge is a symbol of reconciliation, beauty stitched back after destruction. And the old bazaar is an Ottoman mosaic of minarets, mosques, and artisans. Watching the local divers launch themselves off the arch is a visceral tradition that mixes ancient bravery with modern tourism in a way that feels deeply human. Unique experience. Time your visit for late afternoon when the light hits the bridge and the water glows. Take a guided walk with a local historian and pop into a family-run metal shop to watch artisans file and polish. Mostar's tiny craftspeople keep techniques alive that you won't find in glossy souvenir stores. I'll share the one small, often overlooked viewpoint where you can watch divers and capture the bridge with a sky full of birds. Perfect shot. Zero crowd. Kotor, Montenegro. Why it's hidden. Cradled at the head of a fjord-like bay, Kotor is often passed by in favor of coastal resorts. Yet its steep medieval walls, labyrinthine lanes, and dramatic mountain backdrop make it magical. The harbor hides ancient palaces and tiny squares where locals still meet for coffee. What makes it special? The city walls climb up the cliffside to a fortress with one of the most rewarding climbs in the Balkans. Reach the top and the entire Bay of Kotor unfurls below like a folded map. The old town itself is a compact treasure chest. Cathedrals, Venetian palaces, and tiny restaurants with seafood straight from the water. Unique experience. Rent a small boat and explore nearby Perast, floating to Our Lady of the Rocks, a man-made islet with a chapel covered in votive paintings. Or set an early alarm and climb the walls with only a handful of locals. You'll have photo-ready light and near silence. I'll explain the 2-minute ritual Montenegrin boat captains do before they leave the harbor. You'll want to try it if you ever rent a small boat. Matera, Italy. Why it's hidden. Matera's ancient sassi, stone dwellings carved into cliffs, feel like stepping into prehistory with Wi-Fi. For decades, these cave houses were almost abandoned. Now they're restored into boutique cave hotels, galleries, and quiet chapels. What makes it special? Wandering Matera's narrow lanes, you can duck into a Rupestrian rock church, whose frescoes survive under the stone vaults. The light here is otherworldly, soft, golden, and perfect for photography, as the stone seems to change color through the day. Unique experience. Book a night in a converted cave hotel and wake up to the hush of the stone city. Join a local guide to explore underground cellars and family-run olive presses. This is where history feels lived in, not staged. I'll tell you the one unexpected food to try that locals cook in these caves. It's not what most tourists order. Luang Prabang, Laos. Why it's hidden. Nestled where two rivers meet and hemmed by misty hills, Luang Prabang balances golden temples, French colonial villas, and a quiet rhythm of daily life. Monks in saffron robes, river markets, and a ritualized pace that feels like a pause button. What makes it special? The morning almsgiving ceremony is one of travel's most humbling experiences. Monks silently receive offerings at sunrise, and the city's temples reflect in the Mekong as markets wake. Nearby, Kwangsi Waterfall is a turquoise cascade and a cool escape. Unique experience. Wake before dawn, walk to the river, and watch or respectfully participate in the alms ritual. Afterward, wander the morning market for sticky rice and grilled fish, then rent a boat to the Pak Gu Caves for quiet exploration. There's a tiny cafe on Pho Si Hill with a secret vantage point. I'll describe exactly where to stand to capture the golden temple roofs with the river in frame. The secret. Reveal. How locals see these cities. Reveal. The trick I promised, wake up early and walk with the city. That sounds simple, but it's the one habit that transforms any visit. Watching sunrise rituals, catching morning markets, climbing to viewpoints before people arrive. It costs nothing and instantly turns a tourist snapshot into a lived-in moment. Why it works. Streets are emptier, light is softer, and you witness routines. Bakeries pulling fresh bread, elders chatting on benches, fishermen setting out, that reveal a city's personality far more than its most photographed spots. Those were 5 of the most beautiful hidden cities that still feel like discoveries. If you could teleport to one right now, which would you pick? Tell me in the comments. Subscribe plug. If you love this tour and want more hidden destinations and travel tips, subscribe and hit the bell. New guides land every week.